What we will do is, because obviously it's going to move along quite quickly, I do have my laptop off to the side, so I will be able to grab you guys the replays of the third place match. And so we'll do the finals, and then we'll cast the third place match after as well, just so you guys have a little bit more kind of, just so you guys have a few more games to kind of watch here today with us in the Douyu final. Because I appreciate right now we're not looking to have a very long stream at this rate. So, yeah, it's a little bit frustrating to not have the games being held and not cast both the semi-finals, but we can only do, we can only do what we're, we can only work with what we're given, so we try our best as we kick things off into game number 1 of this best of 3. Let's do some player introductions. The bottom left-hand side of the map, our blue Terran player is going to be Natural, I believe currently representing team MVP. And to the upper right, our pink Zerg player is going to be Scarlett from Dead Pixels. Is Wardy sick too? I was a bit sick. I wouldn't say I'm sick anymore. I just got a bit of a sore throat, so it's okay. It's going all right. I'm feeling a lot better as every day goes by. So yeah, it's good. All right. So as we kick things off in this ZvT. Hatch gas pool, actually, so Scarlett moves away from her very standard kind of gasless play here on this map to go for the hatch gas pool, which is immediately just something a little bit interesting. So Scarlett may be a little bit afraid in this game as we see a second gas coming up immediately for Natural. Very fast second gas before the factory. So going to be something gas heavy, maybe reacted Liberators or something crazy then. Let's see how this turns out over the next few minutes. Of course, guys, if you're enjoying the games today, don't forget the follow button is your best friend to see when we're live with more events from the Douyu Star Masters, the Leifeng Cup, SCTI Team League, and more. So hit that follow button today. We're on our way to 10,000 followers. We're probably just a few away from 9,800 right now, which is pretty sick. Boss T Hugger, or Boss Fugger, has just hit that follow button right now, so thank you very much for that. Appreciate the follow. Of course, if you are enjoying the stream, you can subscribe as Clean Bandit did earlier, or you can donate as well, as Roland Thunder just did previously as well, to help support the stream. There's also a Patreon page up at patreon.com/Wardy. All of the donations, subscriptions get you guys benefits, replay packs, and so on. And there's going to be a subscriber tournament in the next few days as well, which we're going to be hosting. So a lot to kind of play for, a lot to subs for, and support for as well. So if you do enjoy the stream, do consider support. It does help go a long way to help me continue bringing you guys these games. As we kick off into game 1 of this best of 3 of the TVZ. Been a fairly passive opening so far. Hellions, I'm really intrigued, but just because of the speed of this second gas, I'm very intrigued as to what exactly Natural's plan is. I feel as though the second gas could have come up just after the factory, and probably just done as, probably been there in time if he just wanted to go Hellions. So it looks like he wants to go Cloak Banshee, right? And I think that's something Scarlett might have even seen. Doesn't quite see the tech lab. So, well, we're going to see the starport kind of actually going to land on the reactor. Okay, so if it is Liberators, then it makes a lot of sense to me. I think that probably is what it's going to be here. So reacted Liberators start off. Okay, so then the earlier gas does make a lot more sense because you need that 300 gas. Without that earlier gas, you don't have the gas right then to make the Liberators. So that does make a lot of sense in the end. As we just see those couple of Hellions just coming up towards the upper right-hand side. And then just have a little bit of a look to see what's going on. Again, Natural just took down Iasonia in the round of 8 today. He took down Tapor in the round before. Scarlett has been playing pretty well against Terrans. Has had an all-Terran bracket so far. Has taken down, I believe, Chick in the first round. Took down Chick in the first round. And I believe in the second round took down, of course, Gumiho, which we just watched a little bit earlier on. Now in the round of 4 plays Natural. And if she does go to the final, she will be playing another Terran, either Time or Bjorn. I mean, Scott Bjorn, what finals that would be. As we do just see these couple of Hellions just falling back home, and the first Liberator is now moving out onto the map from Natural. Having a little bit of a look around to see what's going on, what's happening, what he might be able to get up to here over the next couple of moments. Evolution Chamber has just finished up from Scarlett, so a couple of upgrades are going to come in. It's going to be that Roach-based play once again, actually, out of Scarlett. So Roach-based play once again are going to be coming in, and gonna be interesting to see how it goes. I mean, this was how she won game number 3 against Gumiho. As we see, this Liberator gonna deny a little bit of mining straight away. That Spoke Roller not ready just yet. Same story in the Natural as actually Queen goes down. And so Scarlett just gets that Spoke Roller down. There's a couple of drones still mining. 4 workers killed so far. So Natural getting a little bit of damage done as Scarlett actually continue to fight this Liberator here. Is gonna get the... Oh, no way. Gets away. I thought that was almost certainly a kill there. So a little bit of an interesting scenario. We're gonna see these couple of Hellions just... moving forwards and just threatening to run on by as the drone's able to kind of get mine in there now, as we have the Liberator going down actually to these Ravagers, which picked up the kill. So Ravagers picking up the kill, and only one Liberator left then low on health and isn't going to be able to do too much more now as this Liberator just comes back down towards the bottom left side. One of the Hellions going down as well to the Ravagers. So Scarlett defends pretty well. 5 workers, a bit of lost mining time. It's, you know, it's not perfect, but of course it's, you know, it could have been so much worse. We actually see her killing off that creep tumor. I wonder if that was meant to happen, or whether that was just I wonder if that was meant to happen, or if it's just something that she just misclicked on as she moves her units back a little bit. A little bit interesting. I wonder if she just wants it gone in case she does misclick on it later. Interesting, because it doesn't really change up anything in you know, it doesn't really kind of, I guess it doesn't keep creep from continuing to spread or anything, you know. So it is interesting as we see the 4th base starting to come on down from Scarlett as well. These Ravagers and Fuelings just to join up together. We're just going to be seeing those couple of tanks just unloading, just basically looking right now to clean up a couple of creep tumors. Ravager's going to stay well away from those. We see one more upgrade's about to finish. A few roaches will be able to come forwards and probably help to clean this out, and then she can respread her creep once again in this game. Hatchery on the 4th base on the way up. We have the Liberator coming back in towards the main base after it got rebuilt earlier. I love the fact she's got 2 Spore Crawlers here. Scarlett really looking to kind of commit to kind of making sure she defends against this sort of stuff, and against drops later on too. The 4th base taking a bit of damage, but here come the Roaches and the Ravagers. Going to come right on in. Immediate lift up, of course, natural, and she'll you know continuing just moving around with these tanks and just being a bit of a nuisance, while Scarlett has to find a way to deal with it. So a bit of a nuisance for Scarlett. She goes into Aspire now, maybe going to go into, well, maybe some Corruptors, or maybe just going to go straight into Mutas. It'll be a bit of an interesting switch to go into Mutas, but let's see what happens. I was going to see them Roaches coming forwards. Nice lift again. 4th base has fallen for Scarlett. So them 2 tanks have done a lot of damages. Follow-up attack from Natural, starting to move out onto the map right now. Starting to come out up towards this upper right-hand side, and I'm a little bit worried for Scarlett right here. I'm very worried for Scarlett indeed, because her creep's not looking good. These 2 tanks have just done so much in this game. It's kind of scary. In fact, it's very scary as we see these Marines, Marauders tank continue to come up towards the upper right-hand side. And 2 tanks still just sort of sitting around and can continue to push the creep back. A lot of Ravagers come in here, a few Corruptors as well for Scarlett. And she's going to get ready to try and fight against this right now. Corrosive Bile going to push this back a little bit. Can she fight against this? The Corruptors to try and fight the Medivacs and push them away from kind of just lifting the tanks again and again and again. We're just going to be seeing the Ling Ravager Force getting ready to go, and here we go. She doesn't want to fight just yet. Bane Speed's about to finish. She's going to morph in Baners. Yes, she is. I mean, she's got 4th base rebuilding something natural right now. Is not actually coming into war. It's a bit of a weird stim there. Doesn't actually do anything. Maybe it was a stim from the kind of the engagement looked to be in the last game, in the last little fight. And we're going to see the Corruptors coming in from the right-hand side, and here we go. Ling Bane Ravager going to run down this ramp, see what can get up to. The Corruptors run on in. The tanks immediately actually going to start going down very quickly. One of the Medivacs goes down. Another Medivac with a tank inside getting very low, doesn't quite fall. Scarlett cleans up, but it is not cheap. It's actually a very expensive cleanup here for Scarlett, as Natural has a lot of units left over and is still looking very good right now in this game. 4th base under fire once again. No Medivacs with these Marines. And you're going to get the 4th base low, but not low enough. However, now some of these units are segregated, and so Scarlett probably going to have to fight into this once again in the next couple of moments. And here we go, pushing on in these Ravagers. Going to try and make this happen, but I mean, these tanks just going to be able to kind of keep them at bay and just stop them from really committing. And Scarlett again just taking a lot of damage from the first 2 tanks, and from there just sort of fell apart as the first push came across the map, and just hasn't really been able to find herself a position in this game which she can push herself up from and to really get herself something going. You know, Natural's been in control for a long time with the 4th base now coming up. And it's going to be a difficult situation. We saw Scarlett on just how it's actually lost Gumiho as well, kind of to a similar push in a similar style. So don't lose faith just yet if you're a Scarlett fan. There's definitely a chance for her to come back in this series, but definitely doesn't look pretty for her in game number 1 unless she gets some Miracle Fungals, or Miracle Biles I guess I should say, in the next moment or two. She doesn't have Infested, so she can't even get Miracle Fungals. Ravagers trying to see what they can do, but the tank's getting so many free shots off before the Ravagers do start to roll on in. Tank's just going to pull back, fight again from a bit of a distance. Scarlett is actually starting to even up the supplies a little bit here, starting to push this back. I mean, if she can rebuild a 4th base and after kind of taking a pretty good fight here or something, maybe, just maybe, she takes a bit of a supply lead, so it's not over just yet. Here's me doubting, and yes, Scarlett's here just kind of continuing to kind of play the game. A couple of tanks land once again. Scarlett has to back away from that, though. More Corruptors on the way to keep on fighting the Medivacs. Infestation Pit coming in as well to try and get things going here. As the Lings, Ravagers, and couple Corruptors, again, just joining up. Scanning towards the main base, trying to pick up some information as to where the hive is and whether the hive is started. Nice scan, picks up the infestation pit just building. And so Natural knows how long he's got before he's got prepared for hive tech, so he knows he's got a long time here where he's in a completely okay position. Doesn't have to worry about even kind of liberated production just yet. Can just go for another push, can still be aggressive until them ultras come out here. And we're just going to be seeing these Marines and Marauders. They're just going to sim forwards and just have a little bit of a look to see what they might get up to. I mean, looking to see if they can pick something off. Scarlett off to the roads, the 4th base here. Also sending some Corruptors down to deal for drop. Medivac does survive. As, whoa, interesting fight, because I kind of feel as though Scarlett should be able to kind of fight against this quite easily. And she will force the lift. She will deny this drop for now. So again, this game not yet over. This is going pretty well so far for Scarlett. Actually, in the last couple of moments, she's been denying these last couple of fights. I mean, she's obviously going to have to go late game, but she's going to get there. 4th base now up. I mean, she's getting there. She's making progress. She's looking a lot better now than she was a couple of minutes ago, at least. So, let's see how this continues as we see Scarlett coming up towards maxing out. There's a little bit of a drop here, going to deny mine on the 4th base, and that Medivac will just lift and evacuate. Again, low on health. Corruptors will give chase, and Medivac kind of cuts back on itself, and so the Corruptors do get in range. They do pick that off. 4 workers killed by the drop. Effective. Not game-ending, though. Marine Marauder tank. Still just to play right now from Natural. Starting to transition a little bit as the game continues here, of course. Again, it's this situation where he doesn't want to overcommit to just Marine Marauder tank. He wants to make sure he has the answer to the Ultras, and the Ultras are going to be on the way soon enough. The Hive is on the way. And obviously, the kind of one of the main things about fighting against what Scarlett has right now is he's going to, Natural is going to need to kind of set up with kind of, how do I say it, he's going to need enough Ultras, because enough Liberators to deal with the Ultras, because Scarlett has so many Ravagers that 1 or 2 Liberators are going to die so quickly to corrosive battles. So that's what Natural has to kind of avoid here. So many Lings just hidden off to the side. I don't know if Natural's seen these or what, but he sees them now, doesn't notice it though. Scarlett, again, very lucky there, because that'd be a lot of dead Zerglings and a very ineffective counterattack if she was to kind of have them just fight against the bio here. This counterattack has a lot of potential right now, as we see Ultra Cavern dropping, looking for the Ravager fungal growth defense back at home, while she goes for this big counterattack to get something done. When what does she get done here? Another Plundry coming up. Natural can play the very slow defensive game. He's really happy to see this go late game. You know, he's not worried about that at all. You see tanks starting to see a jump here. That one liberated in the army right now. There's a second one joined up as well. These 3 Corruptors, they're going to go down very quickly, but Scarlett is milking her way in towards the 3rd base, and here we go. Scarlett going to start getting some damage done across the map, and it will force Natural into a decision, and his decision is to pull back home. So Natural starts to pull back home as Lings break their way into the Natural in the main base too, and actually Natural going to take a lot of damage here. Scarlett is doing some good work right now as she starts to move forwards. Fungal growth coming down, can't fight into the tank line though, and does pull away as we see 15 workers killed. Depots going down. Eventually these Zerglings will be cleaned up, but 15 workers killed. Distracts Natural, pulls him back, and I would say that's been a pretty effective cleanup here, or trade here for Scarlett. Good run by. Good run by indeed, as we're going to see Ravagers coming in, and at the same time actually pushing back a few of these Medivacs, and Liberator going down as well. Continue to fight here, continue to push on forwards. Fungal Growths continue to come in too. So many tanks though, and actually there's a lot of damage Scarlett's just taken there, trying to push this back, so maybe a little bit of an overcommitment as we do see the first Ultras starting to come into play. Adrenal Glands, Kindness, Plating, up +3 upgrades, continue to roll on in as well right now for Scarlett. Still making a game out of this first game. I mean, she was so far behind, even kind of still being in the game right now is impressive. As you see the Marines, Marauders, tanks just positioning once again. Liberator again picked off by the Ravager Biles. And we see once again Scarlett is going to be coming on in. Let's see how she can do this. Nice fungal growth to kick things off. That's the sort of fungal she wants. And another huge fungal at the back. Biles land on a lot of those Medivacs. Ultra goes down. No Kindness Plating just yet, but another big fungal. This is exactly what Scarlett needs. She needs trades like this to keep herself in this game, to keep herself trading on these 5 bases. She is finding the engagement she wants right now, and Natural is maybe just getting a little bit overzealous, a little bit ahead of himself in these couple of fights. Has to be just a little bit cautious right now, as you see a tank loading up, going to move just a little bit further forwards. And Natural continue to try and position himself into a decent position in this game. The Ultra's on the way up. I love this Marauder stim forwards. Scarlett going to come in, loses the 5th base, but I mean, he doesn't even get a response to it, really. He only kills off one of those Marauders there, so that's pretty nice out of Natural. Love that little move, as we'll see. Obviously, that 5th base will be rebuilt pretty quickly here. And we're going to see Scarlett. I mean, the Ultra count rising, but can she fight against the Liberators? I mean, there's only, what, 1, 2 siege tanks left? That's not that many. 3 siege tanks left, actually. Another nice Bile and Fungal combo at the front. And just picking up a few of the units here. Another couple of Medivacs getting caught in Fungals, but not going down to the Biles just yet. Ultra's taking some more damage. Scarlett still with the slight supply lead overall. No Fungal just yet, so can't grab that big clump of bio like she wanted to just then. Has to be careful then. Liberator's hard to engage into, of course. And she's slowly giving Natural position onto her 4th base. She's backing away into corner after corner after corner. She's got an Overlord in position to drop the Nidus in the main base, though. That's going to be coming in a couple of moments here. We're going to see another Liberator just moving a little bit further forwards again. Having Fester taking a little bit more damage as well right now. And again, these units just continue to just edge forwards as we speak. There's that Nidus coming in towards the main base, and Fungal Growth just misses once more. As we see, these few drills just starting to go down. Ravager's just trying to push a few of these units away, and again, just looking to see what he can get up to. Ravager's coming down towards the south, and there's that Nidus though, and that's maybe what Scarlett needs. A few Ultras across the map into the mineral lines, and there is no answer to this right now back at home for Natural, so maybe Natural has to go back home. Ultra's taking a lot of damage over here right now, and Scarlett's still struggling to push away from, push this away from her 4th base, but she's cleaning up production. She's doing damage on the other side of the map. Is it gonna be enough? Can she clean this army out? It's still so close. It's still just sort of in the balance right here. We're going to see these Ultras actually starting to fight against the Planetary, not ideal. As we're going to see Scarlett still just doing, still doing a lot against the production line, and well, more Ultras coming out. A nice little couple of Biles, going to clean up a couple of these Liberators. Just starting to clean up a little bit more here, so there's a couple of Ravagers, but just clean up 3 Liberators. We're going to see Ultras over to the right, left-hand side. Oh my god, so much bio dying to these Ultras. Should really maybe not be fighting against the Planetary Force here. Scarlett might go away from the Liberation Zone. Gonna get a couple of SCV kills with this, and that's pretty much all she can really hope for now, I think. That Knight is still alive in the main base, but one main feature here is that, Natural's been pushed all the way back onto the defensive now. It's exactly what he wanted, what she wanted. As we see, another couple of Ravagers going down. These tanks still positioned to kind of do damage, and they are still doing damage. A couple of Widowmines getting cleaned up. Actually only 1 Bile on those, and so they do just about survive. 5th base trying to rebuild for Scarlett. I mean, she's fighting against a 5 base Terran player. She's down and resources lost. It's not looking pretty, and I think eventually she will be starved out of this game. But a lot of good moves to try and bring herself back into this series right now. Natural leads 1-0. He is the blue Terran player to the bottom right-hand side of the map, representing Team MVP. And to the upper left, our pink Zerg player from Dead Pixels. It is Scarlett. Again. Just kind of dropping the first map as she did in the previous actual 2 ZvTs. In fact, every match series she's won, every series so far in this tournament, she's lost the first match. The first map. It was Dust Towers, but she lost just there, so I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see how this goes. Alright guys, you're gonna have to excuse me one moment. My mum always does this. My mum makes me really nice sandwiches and then puts them right next to me, and it always happens just as a series starts. So I'm gonna have 1 bite of this sandwich because it's just too tempting not to, and I'm gonna leave it. It's good. It's always good. And that's the problem. They're always too good. It's actually really nice. I'm excited for for the break. Alright. BM caster, eating on stream. I've gone against everything I've learned over time. I've got to this point where I just don't even care. I just do what I want. Just do what I want. Taking a bite of my sandwich at the start of the game. Who even cares? No, you guys probably care. Apologies. I'm pretty BM sometimes, aren't I? This fucking wardy guy. This flipping wardy guy. Will the VODs be online for this tournament? Yes, they'll be up on YouTube. In fact, I have the round of 16 VODs ready to upload. Well, they're uploaded. I'm ready to put them live on YouTube. I just needed make thumbnails for them. So set that up. We'll get that set up later today. So the round of 16 will be up later today. Round of 8, round of 4, and finals will go up over the next couple of days as well. So that's going to be what's kind of happening. If you're looking for the VODs on the YouTube, of course, it's youtube.com/SC2improve. Maybe coming in here, just having a little bit of a look to see what's going on. I'm going to see those few Zerglings just chasing it down and try and just push it back. A couple more Zerglings coming down the ramp from the main base. As again, that Reaper just trying to pick up a little bit of damage here. So Reaper just trying to pick up a little bit of damage. Grenade going down once more. And, yeah, we're just going to be seeing the Reaper kind of just being pushed away off towards the center of the map. So, Reaper getting pushed back. No real surprises so far. Back at home, we see Reactor on the way up in the barracks. We see Factory for the Tech Lab. So, very similar build to the last time around. Wouldn't mind drop most likely with a few Marines into a Tech Lab. Who will make sandwiches when I move out? Well, that's the thing. I have to make my own sandwiches. But then, when I make my own sandwiches, I won't make them while I'm casting. So, they're not going to sit next to me as a temptation, you know? So, you know, it's a negative with a benefit. What kind of sandwich is it? It's an egg, mayo, and tomato. And a baguette. It's in a baguette. I'm loving it. It's nice. Move stream to the eating category. That's like one of the weirdest things, like the social eating. Isn't that just strange? Like, I don't even know what, like, does anyone genuinely just sit on stream and just eat? I thought there was already like a cooking category, right? I actually looked at it yesterday, right? And I just sort of was like, socially, because like it's the first time I looked at it, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just have a look at it and see what's going on. I just picked a random stream with like 60 viewers, and there was these two kids, and they're literally, because they're like 15 years old or something, like 60 viewers, and it was social drinking, and their drink of the day was some sort of apple cider or something, and they were just talking, and they were like, I only watched it for like 2 minutes, but they said something like, it's amazing. We actually came online to play games, and we came to do this social drinking thing as a joke, but we actually have about 5 times the views as to what we usually have. So that's one way to make on Twitch, I guess. Just go a full-time social drinking, social eating stream. Widowmine drop is gonna get a big connection there on the first set of Zerglings. Not the best from Scarlett. 8 kills from the Widowmine. Not even any splash. It was a nice lift-up time from Natural, so he lifts up in time to deny the damage being done. As we're just going to be seeing the follow-up Liberator coming across. So again, not a second medevac. So a lot of players like to go second medevac and reinforce this first drop with the tank and 4 more Marines. But in this case, we're just going to be seeing the Liberator just going to pop on over to the left-hand side and probably just going to try and siege up in the Natural. So this is kind of the other way you can do it, go for the Liberator instead of the second medevac. Scarlett once again going to be playing this missile upgrade based playstyle. She's got that Rotoran on the way up in the main base, and just a few Marines unloading in that main base as well, getting ready to go. Queens and Spoke shut down that Liberator immediately though, not taking anywhere near as much damage as she took from Liberators in game number 1. Queen goes down the main base because it's a few Marines, so so trade, not the best, not the worst. As Natural just backs away, and 4 extra racks coming on up. Third CC is ready to go. We did see him against Ayasonu actually playing some very aggressive play styles where he was playing a lot of, he was playing a lot of sort of 2-base play. So kind of interesting to see him not using that against Scarlett. Obviously doesn't feel that she's the right player to use it against. Instead, going to the 3 CC every single time. This time he's a bit behind in upgrades, not by much though, about what, 40-50 seconds. As this medevac just boosting away, and so Scarlett will be left to her own devices for just a few more moments now. As we have tank loading up, not for long. She's not going to be left to her own device for long. Looks as though this tank from Natural probably just looking for some group spread kills, although pulling the Marines across as well. Looks as though he's actually going to go for a little bit of a push. An interesting timing, I mean 20 seconds away from Stim, but long way away from +1/+1. More so than anything, I feel this sort of push just looking to basically say, you know what, I don't think you're going to have units right now. I don't think you're expecting units right now, so I'm going to come in and try and punish you for that. You can see one of the medevacs targeted down already. Lings do have to pull away from that engagement. A few roaches on the way up. They will have them upgrades though, and that could definitely change a lot. As we're just going to be seeing this tank just unloading up on the high ground again. I mean, more Marines coming in. Stim's now finished. Still no 1-1 upgrades though. You can see them roaches starting to come in as well. Queen's going to come forward, targeting the medevac. I like that, just sort of taking a momentary engagement while she targets the medevac, and then just pulls back before she really loses anything. As we see Roger's coming in now and again with them 1-1 upgrades. I think this is engageable for Scarlett. See the tank being lifted, the Meta Queens are not going to get a kill on that soon enough. That tank down here is maybe in a bit of trouble, but the tank comes up on the high ground and will keep it alive. Nice little scan over here as well to clean out a little bit more of the creep spread. +2/+2 upgrades now from Scarlett coming in. Road speed as well, pretty much as we expect. That infestation pit now down as well. So, I mean, just in general, off to a better start in this game. Didn't have that tank evac pressure, which she took so much damage to. She has obviously a lot of pressure still coming her way, but she's dealing with it a lot better than she did last game. As we see, actually pushing forward here, these Marines are going down, and I think Natural is maybe even just overcommitting a little bit now. He needs to maybe be a little bit more careful. Nice micro on the tanks, though, still kind of, you know, making sure he doesn't lose any of these. Loses one that was unsieged on the low ground. I think Scarlett just pushing a bit too far towards the center of the map. He has to pull back, and losing a fair few of her ravages, which are not cheap to replace, of course. A few Marines on the wrong side of the rocks here. I don't know how they got over there. They're going to realize very quickly that they shouldn't be over there, and they're going to back away. But only one will live to tell the tale. Not even one. Every single Marine going down was not a good day out for those. Was not a good day out for those Marines. Marines, Marines. Roaches and Ravagers just continue coming in and just continue to try and clean up a bunch of these Marines here, so continue to push them back, and this time Scarlett will have a bit more success pushing this back towards the center. I mean, she pushed it back last time, but lost a lot more than she just lost there. As the first investors coming out, of course, again, it's without the pathogen glands, which is generally how we see things play out nowadays. In the ZvT, if you go for infestors, you generally go without pathogen glands at first, so you can get the infestors out while taking the hive and so on. See a big push up here, going to be a bit of a commitment. Scarlett was a little bit out of position, but comes back in time to kind of clean this up, no real problem. And again, just was mostly actually trying to work her way through these rocks, so trying to make her way through the rocks, trying to get out onto the map a little bit more. As we see again, Natural kind of taking these fights where the tanks are kind of very segregated from the Marines, and so it's a bit awkward because as he disengages with the Marines, the tanks are then not in the fight anymore, whereas usually if you disengage with the Marines, you're running into the tanks and into the tank fire, and so Scarlett will probably not chase, but it's a bit different in this scenario. As we see, the Infestor's not going to hit the first fungal growth just yet. You see the Roaches and Ravagers again, eager to try and hit something. Vials actually miss all those Vials, missing that medevac there. And still, I mean, Natural still just pressuring towards the front, but it's not slowing Scarlett down at all. This free base consistent push here is, I mean, it's nice, it's doing something, but it's just still not quite, it's still not quite kind of slowing Scarlett down. Scarlett's got Ultra Cavern about to start off the hive. You know, she's ready to go into this hive tech. She's there already. She's just ready to, pop the hive tech down. So, Natural is just trading, but Scarlett's kind of dealing with it very comfortably here in game number 2, and definitely looking to be a bit better for her this time around than it was in that first game. As we see again, just these rocks. If she can just get rid of these rocks, finally she's going to have access to this location here. I mean, I love how Natural is playing. He's really abusing the ledges on this map. He's really abusing the locations where these tanks just can't be hit from. But I'm just not sure how well it's going. As we're going to see the Roaches coming in from the right-hand side. One tank goes down, and actually there's going to be another tank going down here as well. And now no tanks are dropped. In fact, there's only one tank here in general. It's going to have to be lifted in a moment or two, but it goes down. And Scarlett, as she moves down this ramp, is going to start cleaning up a lot of this bio force. A few of her Roaches not in the fight, of course, as they sit up to the top side. And we will see one more tank coming into play. These Roaches actually a little bit clumped up on this ramp, which is maybe her biggest issue right here. We're going to see that one tank moving forwards again, and now it's going to be Natural trying to move up this ramp to get something a little bit different done. Roaches Ravagers coming in from a bit more of a concave once more, and that's what Scarlett needs, that concave sort of position. Fungal growth maybe on the medevacs, maybe the Infestors, they do have the fungals, so just not using it just yet. And that's obviously something which Natural always has to keep a lookout for. Cannot afford to sit himself in a big fungal right now, because that will be very quickly the end of this game, if he does. Tank just going to unload again, and ooh, nice little fungal there. Very nice little catch, because I think that Infestor was about to be targeted down, but nice fungal keeps the Douyu out of range, and well, still just units swelling across the map now from Natural. His fourth base is on the way up, but again, how prepared is he for the late game? Well, how prepared is Scarlett? I guess no Chitinous plating yet, no Ultras on the way. She's still just playing this sort of Roach Ravager Infestor style. I mean, the Ultra Cavern's down, just doesn't have that Chitinous plating yet, so it's one of these situations where I feel as though Scarlett could actually just take a kind of a major fight without her opponent being able to abuse these ledges. She'd be able to kind of do pretty well, but fact of the matter is, every time she tries to fight, Natural is really kind of abusing the map and the positions on the map to kind of make something happen. So obviously the issue for Scarlett is she can't just move down the left hand or the right hand side, because if she does that, immediately Natural just simul in, kind of take a base and then back away and and just get a head start on the base trade. So It's a bit of an awkward situation where Scarlett just has to kind of keep on sitting, and I mean, yeah, it's very well played by Natural. I mean, he's just sat here abusing this central kind of position, which is very choked up and very difficult for Scarlett to engage into. A little bit of a drop, going to start testing the waters on the other kind of areas of the map now. Creepers pushing down the right and the left. As we see just a scan coming in once again, and we're going to see again these couple of tanks just taking a little bit more damage, being pushed back once more. In resources lost shows it's a fairly even game, about 700 resources in it, which is, I mean, what? I mean, a couple of tanks, a couple of bio units, a couple of roaches. I mean, it's a very, very even game right now. So it's pretty darn close to this medevac over here. Just clean out creep team. We're going to try and come in towards the natural. Ultras are here, kind of displaying about a finish. So Scarlett finally hitting her next stage of the game. How prepared is Natural for these ultras? Well, he doesn't have any liberators just yet. As we see Scarlett pushing in again. Big fungal. This is how she's been engaging all day long, where she hits a fungal, picks off the free bio that she grabs in the fungal at the front, and then she just backs away. She doesn't overcommit to the fight into the tank, so it's a very patient playstyle that we're seeing out of Scarlett. As again, this Natural is pushing a little bit further up that ramp, but the tank's out of position now if he really pushes into this. So it's interesting to see him continue to commit. And as that drop in the main base actually picks off the Ultra Cavern. No more Ultras for a little while. The only positive of that, well, the only good thing we can say about that is at least Scarlett had the kindness plate already finished, so the ultras she does have out are already fairly effective, as we see the 4 ultra account. 2 liberators on the way. Advanced ballistics going to be coming in as soon as we actually see ultras harassing across the map. They're going to take this planetary fortress down. SCV is going to have to come in to prepare, but he's not going to get it in time. Wow, Scarlett, a little bit of ultra harass is doing a good job as she continues to defend back at home, and actually these ultras are going to keep on moving forwards. I mean, does she want to run in towards this wall? Well, no, probably not. Taking down the 4th base, probably enough for her. As we see, that's actually a pretty sweet move. 4 ultras takes down the base, and that's one of the negatives of Natural being so focused on the center of the map. He doesn't have defense in position through the left side, through the right hand side, if Scarlett decides to use those attack paths. As we see, tank going to load up, just going to reposition once again. Nice fungal once more, and it's again those fungal bile combos, which actually this time just missed the medevacs. That would have been a lot of medevacs. Oh my god, that's so many medevacs that she just missed. I thought it was like 3 or 4, but it's actually like 10 medevacs all stacked up. Well, that would have been completely game-ending. As we see a scan from Natural appear, wants to see if there's an extra base, wants to know just exactly the sort of position he's playing from right now. After losing his 4th base, he says, well, no 5th. I can still maybe play this out for a little while longer, as Roach Ravager is going to come in here once again. Those tanks will be pushed back. Still, this bio just sat down the ramp, and Scarlett's still just playing patiently. As 7-1 Fest is coming in, she's going to come in here now. Picks off one of the tanks, they're going to throw some bars down as well. And it will actually pick off another tank too, so again, Scarlett continuing to trade. She has the bank to keep on trading as well, as we see a fungal growth going to land on both the medevac and the siege tank. So we'll see 2 more tanks going down, and definitely Scarlett making some progress here now. And Infestor gets tagged though, and that will be Natural taking a little bit of progress here. As the Ultras hit squad, which once again going towards the bottom left, but will not find a 4th base. Obviously something Scarlett will be very happy to see. She has to back off once again. It looks very painful for her here in the center. Continues to trade and continues to lose units, but she's doing such a good job of denying units, denying production, denying economy. That's working out okay for her. Resources lost now, still just slightly favoring Scarlett actually. So a little bit of a switch around from last time. We'll see a couple more vials landing again. I love the way Natural's playing this. I don't think I've ever really seen a Terran player play exactly like Natural has done on this map, where they've really just kind of focused on just the center of the map and just focused on using all of these ledges with the tanks and so on. I don't think I've seen that from a Terran player before. As we see, soldiers have made their way into the 3rd base, and so while it looks as though there's some progress being made to the north side, in reality, I mean, there's just so much damage being done by Scarlett over here to the south. So she does lose them ultras. She does lose them, but I mean, you see over here 4 tanks, a Widowmine, 1 Marine, a Liberator, 1 Medevac. Is that really what, is that really the set of units which is going to bring Natural kind of a victorious fight here towards Scarlett's 3rd base? I don't think it is. Scarlett has a 5th base set up as well as another fungal lance. That's another medevac. That's the only medevac left up here down. Tank goes down as well. We see 2 medevacs on the map. One of them over to the right side here. Scarlett loses a little bit of creep spread. She's going to push down through the center now. She will clean out those tanks and the Liberators. And finally, after what, like 5-10 minutes even? Like, it's not 10 minutes, but it's been a good like 6, 7, 8 minutes. Scarlett has finally been able to kind of break out of this position on the center. She will lose her 5th base to the top right, but I imagine she'll rotate her army around over to the right hand side here and try and go for this planetary fortress or something along those lines. She still leads by 40 army supply, 30 workers, so I mean everything is still kind of in her control. She also has a base down to the left hand side as well. Again, the only kind of criticism I can really give to Natural this game is that you know, he's really been so focused on the center of the map that the sides of the map have really been kind of missed for him. So, you know, he hasn't been able to deal with the ultras harassed down the right-hand side of the map. He's not really dealt with the multiple bases that Scarlett's taken to the kind of corners as well. So we're just going to be seeing the Roach Ravager and Fester continue to move down. We see a few more ultras on the way up once again now. And we're just going to be seeing the Liberator just going to sit on this 4th base. I mean, Terran player just going to try and keep on pushing from this 4th base now, it would seem, but I mean, you look at Scarlett's army, it's pretty terrifying. As you can see, Fungal just lands on one single medevac there. The Ling's coming in once again, and, well, Marauders, again, just taking a little bit of damage here, so, again, that's a little bit of a drop, just trying to see what's going to be going on. Another Fungal to catch a medevac, and Bile's able to pick that off at the very end. And Scarlett needs to get this gas mine. Look at all the minerals. She's got about 3k minerals, only 200 gas in the bank, so really needs to get these extractors going here, as we see her, again, just picking off medevacs and just doing what she can. I mean, right now, Natural's trying to rebuild a little bit, getting a lot of Liberators out. Maybe Scarlett just time to drop down the Spire as well, make sure she actually has enough to keep on fighting here, so... I was going to see this medevac just thinking about going in towards the 4th base. So we're going to see the Ultra Ravager and Fester just going to start pushing forwards and having a little bit of a look to see what might be going on. As you see, the Ling's going to stream on in towards this base down here, which is now an orbital. Just the main base orbital relocated. The 3rd base also open as these depots are down from earlier. And Scarlett again just chasing away drops while she starts to do a lot of damage with this run by. SCV is starting to fall, and well, you start to come back into position. The drill plans will be in the game though, so these Zerglings, they don't need long to get damage turns. At the same time, we're going to see Infested Terrans coming in. They're going to start working their way through these Liberators. They only get a couple of them down, so we'll force a couple of them to kind of unsiege and move backwards a bit as well. Fighting forwards and a tank or two, helping to hold this position. And Scarlett just trying to find a way and trying to find the engagement in the next couple of moments. And here we go, it's going to be coming on in, and well, that should be it, right? I think this base is going to go down. There's a little bit of bio to try and help it out. Bio's going to land on the SCVs and on the planetary. And we're going to see a Liberator left in the sky, but the Ultras will clean up the Marauders on the ground, and eventually the Ravagers will deal with this Liberator count. As we see Natural dropping below 40 supply, 9-8 workers left. GG is called. Scarlett ties up the series 1 game apiece in this best. On into game number 3. King Sejong Station, 1 game apiece. To the bottom right hand side. Our blue Terran player from Team MVP. Let's hear it, guys, if you're cheering on the Terran player Natural. And to the upper left, I know she is most likely the fan favourite here today, guys, so let's hear it if you're going to be cheering on the pink Zerg player representing Dead Pixels to the top left-hand side of the map. Let's hear it, guys, if you're cheering on Scarlett. Dun dun dun. As we kick things off, get ready to go into this, we see Rax Gas to start for Natural here. And it's going to be seeing Scott with the hatchery first. Is she going to take that gas or is she not? Because again, Scott is one of these players who will sometimes play... you know, she is one of these players who will sometimes play kind of without the gas on certain maps. I don't think King Sejong is a good map to do that on though. Very aggressive map, so much potential aggression. Better to get that gas going very early on. Where's the intro video that I made of the drunken guys in story come? It's coming. It's coming. I'll get it. I don't know if I actually saved the videos onto my. I'll tell you what. If I can find the videos, I'll put them on in the. I'll put them on in the next break. I'll put them on in the next break. How about that? I think I've got them on my computer actually already, so we could do that maybe. They're actually kind of funny. Pretty entertaining. Alright, so as we kick things off here, we're going to see a reactor coming down from Natural. Does he have a Reaper? Yes, he does. So very standard so far. Second, Rax, suggesting that he most likely wants to go for a very aggressive sort of stim drop here in the very early first few minutes of the game. So second Rax on the way up. We see Link Speed has started up from Scarlett as well. So Link Speed has started on up, and well, we'll just be seeing that third base come down soon. Drone already over there, just hiding, just in case the Reaper tries to deny it and delay it or so. So already the third base getting ready to go, and there it is starting up right now. Lots of cheering for Scarlett coming into the chat. All hail to Scarlett, says Viet Angel. We have Scarlett coming in from Frostlight, from Weird Aldo as well. Corona Boy going against the trend. Go Natural, says Full Sakirg. 1. Canada. Lots of cheers coming in the chat, guys. Loving it. Keep them coming. Let us know who you're supporting, of course, in this series throughout the tournament and so on. Was great as we have. This Reaper just going to be popping up, and Reaper just going to be popping up, backing away once again. Not really much to gain. I think Speed going to be finishing soon, and there's a Widowmine. Actually, there's a Starport starting, so actually no Tech Lab, no Stim. This is a little bit different to what I thought it was going to be, so intrigued. Maybe, I wonder if it's just going to be kind of a couple of Widowmines dropping here in the early stages instead. Yeah, I guess so, actually. Just going to be kind of like a couple of Widowmines dropping, maybe not so much of a Marine push. Unless, I guess it could be, I mean, there's no reactor for the Starport, right, though, so there's only going to be 1 Medevac. So probably just going to be a Widowmine drop with 6 Marines. That's very interesting. A lot of Marines back at home, too. Scarlett has a lot of Zerglings here. She's going to run up. She's going to see all those units. Ah! The Widowmine gets some friendly fire damage as well. So many Zerglings lost those still. So she makes a lot of Lings, comes in. I mean, what was actually lost there? 20 Lings for 2 Marines. Okay, that was not worthwhile at all. Scarlett, again, time after time, these Widowmine shots just keep doing so much damage against her. As we're going to be seeing the couple more Marines just joining on up. Medevac going to be loading up that Widowmine. He's going to start going across the maps again. Scarlett not the most successful of attacks here for early Zerglings this time around. And we'll see her just making a few more to keep herself safe. And as we see the Evo Chambers coming in, we'll start to see what exactly the playstyle from Scarlett will be. Of course, we've seen a mix of her today going Mutilating Bane and for Roach Ravager and Festa. So 2 different compositions we've seen from her a lot. And we'll see what's going to be this time around as the first Medevac comes over. Already Widowmine burrowing. That Reaper will go down very swiftly. More Zerglings on the way out to try and fight against this. Not going to be easy. Widowmine goes off in the Overlord, which is actually probably a better deal for Scarlett right now than anything else, because the Widowmine going to be very difficult to deal with otherwise, as the Queens will come in and push that back though. And so Scarlett will continue to defend for now. Melee upgrades. So we are going to see most likely then Mutilating Bane. As we have the Overlord over here. It's doing a little bit of damage as well. Scarlett just in a 10 work advantage right now. 3 more racks out of Natural, and so Natural is going to play a super aggressive playstyle here. He's going to play that 2-base play, no third command center. And this is what we were talking about a lot in that Iasonu match, where he went for this 2-base attack, and he made it work. He made it work very effectively, as we see Scarlett desperately trying to get these rocks down so that this tank push to the left-hand side is not going to be as much of a nuisance as Natural wants it to be. These rocks, I think they're going to go down in time. 100 health left on them, and oh, they're so low. They're so low that they're probably in the end just going to go down anyway, you know. Queen's going to come forwards, clean them up. Scarlett just pulling a few drones away, going to saturate her third base instead. I mean, she's actually oversaturating heavily. Maybe a link counterattack, nothing really at home. She could shut down some reinforcements if she'd like to. Queen's going to finish off them rocks now, and yeah. Problem for Scarlett is that she only has Zerglings here. Zerglings and Queens is all she currently has. I like this though, the Zerglings just sat waiting for reinforcements to keep coming across the map. So the Medevacs took a little bit of damage there to a few of the Queens. His lair is going to be finishing shortly. A few Baners now coming into play. No Bane speed, of course. That lair is only just finishing now. And she will try and fight this very soon. A little bit of surround maybe as well with these Lings coming in the other side. And it looks as though Scarlett going to come in for a little bit of a flank to try and fight this. Here we go, leading the charge with a few Lings from both angles. Baneling's already starting to be targeted down. We saw Natural's very good at targeting down those Banelings in the last series that he played against a Zerg player. And we will see him just lifting up and backing away. Scarlett for a lot of money in the bank though, so she's kind of trailing on supply, but she's got so much money to spend, but she just doesn't have the lava, it seems. Spire starts up, she starts another set of drones. You'll see another tank or 2 coming across the map. There's continued aggression coming in from Natural here. They're going to continue to come in towards the upper left-hand side. And just look to see what's going to be happening. He's looking to be in a very good position right now already. I mean, them 20 Lings that Scarlett loses early, that's so expensive because she has to rebuild those to then defend this attack, and it's kind of, you know, it seems like such a small thing, but 20 Lings is actually anything but just a small thing. Nice counterattack to try and get something done here. A few Bane's going to turn around, and well, it's a very weird situation. We're going to see a few Marines getting picked off. I mean, there'll be a tank Marines behind this wall though, and so Scarlett can't do too much over here. And just morph in some Banes and try and bust this down. She doesn't have the gas, so her lair under fire. Her Spire's on the way up, and she's going to go to the lair. She's going to be down to just 2 bases. right now it looks as though we might be seeing Natural make it a final ZvT final with Bjorn. As we're going to be seeing these queens try and fight, try and protect this lair. The Lings are going to come back in from the backside, and they're just going to try and keep on fighting here, the tanks. Two of them getting lifted up at the very end, and Scarlett trailing by 30 supply. Still not looking pretty for her right here. As we see her still up in work, is just so far behind an army, does have an upgrade lead. And there is no third CC for our opponent as well. So Scarlett just has to keep finding a way to keep on fighting, but that's the issue. How do you keep on fighting this? She's going down the low ground, but I mean there's nothing actually on the low ground for her to fight. The tank's up on the high ground, they're on this little ledge as well. Very difficult to engage into, as we're going to see her maybe about to lose the spawn pool. She's going to come in, she loses the spawn pool already though. Medivacs will begin to retreat. That one tank here does go down, actually the Medivac gets targeted. As the Queens do claim something there. Another big drop to the right hand side, and this is the issue for Scarlett now, because she just doesn't have enough to deal with all of this. She already begins to move into position, but how does she defend the left hand side main base drop and the right side at the same time? The Lair's still alive in the Natural, which is something she does run in here, turns this away for now. Still looking to try and deal with this drop in at the main base. Still no third base for Natural. Probably the only saving grace right now is Scarlett, but does she have enough to clean this up? She's not got a spawning pool, so she can't make any Zerglings. Mia's coming in trying to help out. Mia's starting to be targeted down though by the Marines. They're going to try and chase a Medivac away again though to the right hand side. A couple of tanks to Marines as well. And again, just trying to continue the pressure here. Third base now building for Natural, so you will eventually transition into that third CC. You see Scarlett just struggling to mine from her bases, which she already has set up. And I mean, two of them are so low in health. There's Natural, there's main. I mean, the main base actually is going to go down right here as the mutants come in once again. And they will actually target down one of the Medivacs. Will force these two away. The other Medivac's actually going to maybe join up with the other two there, and maybe everything going to come up together for a moment and just see what happens next. As we have these tank just going to unload. I think he's going to start running down this ramp, going to start running on in towards this fight, and now reinforcements come in for Natural, and that's going to be the exact opposite of what Scarlett wants to see, because he just has so much. Scarlett without a main base just took damage early, kept on taking damage. Natural is one of these builds where if you get him, build a bit of momentum, you can just keep rolling with it. A good bin hit at the end, but it's not enough. Scarlett